Welcome back to another episode of HealthCap Weekly Wrap.
Yeah, it's good to be with you again. We've got a packed show today, 6 stories, and each one really speaks to what's happening across senior living right now.
We've got policy, research, infection control, wellness, education, and some workforce news that'll give you ideas for your own community.
All right, let's kick things off with something major out of Oregon.
Yeah, so Oregon just passed what they're calling the first-in-the-nation law to block corporate takeovers of medical practices.
Wait, seriously? Like they're actually banning private equity from owning physician groups?
Pretty much, yeah. The bill is called Senate Bill 951. What it does is reinforce the corporate practice of medicine doctrine. That's the idea that only licensed medical professionals, not corporations, can own or control a medical practice.
Okay, but haven't companies already been doing that for years?
They have. That's where this gets interesting. Companies have been skirting the law by setting up these management service organizations, or MSOs. The MSO doesn't own the practice, but it controls everything else: staffing, billing, operations. So in reality, they're running the show.
So Oregon's closing the loophole?
Exactly. Under the new law, those management structures are no longer allowed to exercise control over clinical operations. The goal is to ensure that medical decisions stay with licensed professionals, not corporate executives.
Wow, that's going to ripple across the country.
It really could. And for senior living, where we work closely with outside providers, physicians, hospice, therapy groups, this kind of legislation could affect who's running those groups and how care is delivered in our communities.
Yeah, and it reinforces something we talk about all the time. Relationships with providers matter. We want partners focused on residents, not profits.
Couldn't agree more. The full details are in a release from the Oregon House Democrats. Worth reading if you're watching these ownership trends.
All right, moving on. Did you see that study in JAMA about hospitalizations and long-term cognitive decline?
I saw the headline but didn't get into the details. What did they find?
So this was a big one. Researchers followed over 2,000 older adults who were cognitively normal at the start. And what they found was that any hospitalization, ICU or not, was linked to faster cognitive decline in the years afterward.
Any hospitalization? Even for something routine?
Yup. And the decline wasn't just short-term confusion. It continued over time. They think it may have to do with systemic inflammation, stress responses, and maybe even sleep disruption or medications during the hospital stay.
That's honestly pretty alarming. We send residents out for all kinds of reasons: UTIs, dehydration, falls.
Exactly. And now we're seeing that those trips to the hospital might have lasting impacts on memory and cognition, especially for residents who already have mild cognitive issues.
So what do we do with that information?
It really highlights 2 things. First, we've got to keep pushing on avoidable hospitalizations. And second, when someone does come back from a hospital stay, we should be watching not just for physical recovery, but also cognitive changes.
Like more frequent check-ins, stimulation activities, or even involving family sooner if something seems off?
Exactly. It's about anticipating that there might be a decline and planning support around that. The full study's in JAMA, and it's definitely worth a look for your clinical team.
That's really good to know. All right, what's next?
So this next one is from APIC, the Association for Professionals in Infection Control. They just released their 2025 implementation guide for preventing catheter-associated bloodstream infections, CABSIs.
Oh, I love a good implementation guide. What's in this one?
It's super detailed. It walks through everything from site prep and maintenance to staff education and audit tools. But what makes it stand out is how it focuses on consistency, especially across shifts and staff changes.
That's huge in senior living. We've got different people coming in, especially with agency staff. It's easy for catheter care to fall through the cracks.
Exactly. APIC actually addresses that. They offer onboarding tools specifically for temporary staff to help keep infection control practices consistent no matter who's on the floor.
I like that it's not just policy, it's real-world tools.
Totally. They've even got communication templates for talking to families about why a catheter is or isn't being used. It's very resident-centered.
That's helpful. Because families ask questions, and staff sometimes don't feel equipped to answer.
Right. And remember, these infections are preventable. This guide just makes it easier to keep everyone on the same page. You can download it free from APIC's website.
Awesome. All right, let's switch gears. I came across a wellness resource this week that I think communities are going to love.
Let me guess. Is this the Mather Institute's Mindful Eating Flyer?
You got it. It's called Go Slow: 9 Tips for Mindful Eating. And it's exactly what it sounds like. A simple visual guide to help people slow down and enjoy their meals more.
I love that. What kind of tips are we talking about?
Stuff like removing distractions, chewing slowly, using smaller plates, and checking in with your hunger before and during the meal. There's even a reminder to express gratitude before eating.
That's such a gentle but powerful idea. And honestly, this could be useful in memory care, assisted living, even for staff.
Totally. Think about using it in a wellness program or printing it out for dining areas. It's not preachy, it's inviting. And the tips are research-backed, which is always nice.
And it ties into the broader picture of person-centered care. Meals aren't just about calories, they're about experience, dignity, pleasure.
Exactly. The flyer is free to download from the Mather Institute's website. Super easy to share with your team.
All right, I've got one for the educators. The Hartford Institute for Geriatric Nursing just launched a whole set of training resources under their next-gen aging platform.
Oh, cool. I haven't seen that yet. What's in it?
A ton. They've got online modules, handouts, videos, everything you need to train your team on age-friendly care, dementia communication, mobility, pain management, all of it.
So this is like a training toolkit?
Exactly. And it's meant for all disciplines: nurses, CNAs, social workers. You can use it for onboarding, in services, even one-on-one coaching.
That's awesome. Because let's be honest, not everyone has time to build training materials from scratch.
Right. And this gives you evidence-based content that's easy to plug into your existing schedule. I'd say bookmark the HIGN Next Gen Aging page and keep it handy.
Totally doing that.
All right, last story. And I think you're going to like this one. Arkansas just launched a new school to train med techs and LPNs, and it's inside the long-term care system.
Wait, what? Like a nursing school that's part of the senior living industry?
Exactly. The Arkansas Healthcare Association opened the first of 3 planned campuses. It's designed to take people already working in senior living, like CNAs, and give them a clear, supported path to become licensed professionals.
That is so smart, because we've got people in our communities who want to grow. They just don't have access to programs or time or money.
Exactly. This school solves all 3. It's flexible, it's close, and it's geared toward the long-term care environment. They're training med techs, LPNs, basically helping people move up without leaving the field.
That's a retention strategy if I've ever heard one.
Right? And McKnight's reported that it's the first program of its kind in the state. I could see this being a national model. Other states should definitely be paying attention.
100%. We always say, grow your own. This is how you do it.
And that wraps up this week's HealthCap Weekly Wrap. Thanks for sticking with us.
If you want more details on any of the stories we covered, head over to Angie's blog at healthcapusa.com/Angie's-blog. We've got links, downloads, and everything you need to bring these ideas into your own community.
We'll be back next week with more stories, insights, and resources to help you care for your residents and support your teams.
Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.